these are all of my villagers, and this is a boring, bland, ugly Minecraft village. So today I'm going to build a village that can house all of my villagers, but also looks cool. So to start off this build, what we need to do is obviously get rid of this absolutely hideous, disgusting village. So let's go and do that. So that took me about 5 minutes for a singular house. Took a lot of durability from my axe, so I'm definitely not doing this with base tools. So what I'm going to do is come over here, and I'm going to grab 2 diamonds, all of my leather, which is only 7, and I have no sugarcane. Luckily, we have sugarcane all around us. So now that we have a stack and 26 sugarcane, I'm going to go ahead and plant it. And then I'm going to build a little box and then just wait for it to be done. So I'm getting pretty tired of waiting. Well, it looks like most of it has grown already. And while I was waiting, I realized I'm going to need more leather. Let's go on a bit of a killing expedition. All right, let's go ahead and kill some cows here. Alright, so this is pretty cool. I'm not gonna loot this right now because I don't have anything to, like, I don't have the brushes for it or anything. But I'll remember that that's over in this general direction. So I just wanted to come in and say that the next part of this video, the audio is going to sound a little bit weird, and that is in part because I got a new mic and also in part because I'm sick. I am still sick, so the voice sounds pretty choppy and at times a bit weird, so I apologize for that, but it eventually will get better. Keep watching, please. But yeah, subscribe. Alright, I did put some beef in here. Let's grab that, and now we have some actual food. Let's see if this is enough to get this dog over here. It's not. Now our sugarcane looks ready to harvest. I'm not 100% sure, but that should be enough. All right, and that, yeah, it's actually just enough. There we go. So we have all 15 that we need. Grab our obsidian and make ourselves an enchantment table. For now, I'm just going to put it in my house. This should be level 30. Fortune 3 on the level 30. That's crazy. Let me go to the nether, and we are absolutely going to grind to level 30. Alright, so I'm almost level 33, which will be enough to do 2 level 30 enchants. But I don't want to mine any more quartz. And there we are, level 33, just like that. So now I have to actually make sure I have lapis. I have a little bit of lapis. It's enough to do enchants, but if this is still Fortune 3, which I'm sure it is, I don't want to put it on this busted ass pickaxe. I want to get a new pickaxe. We're going to enchant this new pickaxe with Fortune 3 and hopefully unbreaking and efficiency. Ooh. Now for the axe, just on breaking 3 more bones while being in the nether. So if this dog, wherever he went, looks like he's over here. So I've given this dog 7 total bones. Now this is going to be 9. Oh, he's going to go kill this guy. Oh my god. Let me try sleeping and see if red eyes, the Omni-Man eyes here, see if they go away. What I want to do is do another enchant. This time I want to do another axe. I know I'm not level 30, but if level 30 is efficiency, then I will 1000% take that. Okay, it is. So we're gonna go grind to level 30. I, however, do not feel like going back to the nether. Now I do need this coal either way. Oh look, that dog is back, and I have 8 bones. Holy cannolis, finally. Let's get him to come into the house. Let me sit him down in there. Now, we do have 2 axes, one with unbreaking and one with efficiency, and I would like to combine the 2. I just don't have enough iron. I have 3 pieces in here, 1 in here, 0, 0, 0. You know what I just remembered though? I think we have a chest in here. Oh wow, look at that. What does this say? Maybe like sub or something? Maybe you should do that. Maybe you should subscribe. Yeah. So now that we have efficiency and unbreaking on our tools, it's going to be so much easier to tear down this village. So let's go ahead and start doing that.
So now with the entire village taken down, there's not much space to build anything, and that's because most of this is water. So what I'm gonna do is go collect dirt and fill in all of these holes. However, I'm not doing that with a almost broken normal shovel. Also, this is the amount of resources that we got from all of that. I only have 4 diamonds left, which is pretty bad. Do I not have any lapis at all? This is the amount of resources. Oh yeah, look at that. You should, I'm not even gonna say it anymore. So because I have 0 lapis, I think what I'm gonna do, and also to get some levels to actually enchant this, is I'm gonna go into a cave, and I'm going to find as much lapis and diamonds and coal and whatever else I can. I guess it would kind of be a good idea to start over here. I think it might open up under this. And look at that, there's a lapis right here. My god, this freaking skeleton's hawking me down. Lots of lapis here. Did I bring any wood? I did not. There's a skeleton spawner. Riptide. A notch apple. Alright, let's see if we can get up out of here. Oh, are we all the way over here? Oh no, we're right by our base. Now, I did not hit level 30, so I'm gonna farm some of these mobs. So I just looked in this chest, and guess what? I had lapis that whole time. So, unbreaking, it's literally just unbreaking. I am not getting efficiency for it. You know why? Because I don't feel like getting levels. I'll just do this the long way. It's going to take twice the amount of time, but you know what? That is okay. Let's go ahead and let's start grabbing all of this dirt. I've completed the flattening and rebuilding, and this is what we have. It's not the best, but it's going to be enough space. There was like barely any replay footage because most of my replay footage is just gone. So I guess what we can do is move on to the next part of this build, which I have been cooking away over here. You can see I have so much stone cooking. I think it'd be faster to break this. So I need to turn all of these into stone bricks, and we can begin on the next part of this build. So I think the entrance, like the gateway entrance, can just be thrown like right here. I just realized this isn't going to be even, and I want it to be somewhat even, so let's do this. Right. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So now that I have just the basic layout kind of finished, let's go through and I'm going to add different like levels. Some of these will be 3, some will be 5, some are, I guess, could stay 2. I don't know. We'll see, but let me just finish up this wall. So now that we have the surrounding wall pretty much done, so I guess what we can move on to now is the resource gathering. And I'm going to need quite a bit of resources, and I don't really have access to one of the resources that I desperately need for this build. So using Chunk Base, I got the coordinates to a nearby Pale Garden. And the reason I need this is for the wood, because I'm going to be using that wood type in the actual build. Before I go, kind of just realize here, my axe is on 111 durability,
And I'm gonna definitely need a lot more than 111 blocks. I'll just take this diamond axe. Maybe we can do a quick enchant on it and efficiency 3. Hey, not bad. So we have to go a few blocks this way. I will get back once we are there. Alright, so we are finally here after what felt like literally an hour, but I'm gonna go ahead, break down as many trees as I can, get as many blocks as I can, and yeah. So now that we are back home, we can go ahead and get started on the next little part, and this is kind of everything I have. It's definitely not going to be enough resources. I mean, it should be enough pale oak, but I don't even have any of the other materials that I need. And you can see I was collecting beds for this as well and collecting other things I'm gonna need. And we can go ahead and start by placing the schematic of the the major building that is going to be in this village. So now that I have the schematic placed, we can go ahead and start getting the other materials that we will need. So it's been a little bit, and in fact, I have the frame built out of this building. I also went ahead and built this little entrance. It doesn't look the best, but it is what it is. I also went ahead and built the little outline of some of these buildings that I want to put in here. Yeah, as you can see, I finished the frame, and then I realized I wasn't recording and I wasn't doing replay either. So the frame of the building is already done. So I'm gonna wait for the rain to go away, so that when I do the replay it looks a lot better. But I'm gonna wait for the rain to go away, and then I'm going to finish up the rest of this, build the roof, build the walls, and we'll decorate it. So I've decided I'm not going to do another replay, and I'm just going to build the base here. So let's go ahead and finish this up here. So now that we have the roof finished, we can go ahead and move on to the next part, which I should have done while I was up there. So that'll be the next part. But for now, what we are going to do is start working on the walls. And for that, I'm going to need all of this, and all of this. So we're going to turn a few of these into planks because this is part of what I need. So let me start by filling out the walls. So while I was building the walls, something happened. So I'm just gonna let you watch. Alright, so I was able to make it back, and I think it looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with this. Obviously, we have to do some of the interior. There's not much going on with the interior. Just like my house over there, I probably will never do the interior. I'll do the interior at some point. But now we can move on to this, and as you can see, I've already kind of pre-built these little boxes, and these boxes, these small ones, are going to be for houses. So let's go ahead and deconstruct this, and we can start working on the actual house. So I think I want it to be 4 tall. Actually, you know what, hold on, let me fill in these walls a little bit here. All right, so now that we have that pretty much done, we can move on to the roof. So there we have the house done. As you can see, it's just gonna hold one bed and then something on the side. I still don't know. And for the floor, I guess we can just make it oak planks since it's already oak planks. So there is the first house done. So I'm going to build a couple more and I will see you when I am done. So I have all of the little houses built. So you can see it's just a very simple inside design, which you already saw with that one. So now that we have these done, we can move on to the next thing. I got those villagers are so loud, which is going to be a bit of a bigger house, and it's going to house maybe like 5 villagers instead of 1. So let's go ahead and build one of these real fast. So for now, this is what we have. The interior isn't done, especially the way I want to do it. And then we have one more of those to build, and then we'll move on to the next thing that I want to build. So now that I am done with that second house, I want to come over here and I want to grab some shears. And the reason I need shears is because I need a lot of wool for this next part. Plus I need a lot of wool for the beds either way. So let's run around and see how many sheep I can shear. Alright, so we have all of the wool that I probably am going to need. Here's everything that we have to do. I just have to make a bunch of these banners. Now, the reason I need all of this is for the next part of the build, which I'm going to need more of this, this, and this, and then this. And let's get a few of those going. So I guess we can start by putting the first one right here. So here is obviously like a little store, and I want to build some more of them over there and just have a bunch. So that is what I am going to do. So let me go ahead and do that. So as you can see, I have all of them set up. This is kind of the stores. Right, so little shops. Maybe I'll put villagers in there. Maybe they can just find their way in there. I don't know. I also went ahead and ran around and collected beds from nearby villages. So I filled up both of these houses, and then with whatever was left over, I just threw into here. Yes, the interior of this is ugly. The interior of all of these houses are very ugly. I'll do the interior at some point. But now we can move on to the final part, and that's going to be the terrain. Because right now it's very open, it's very bland and boring. So I want to go ahead and get started on that. But first I'm going to need a little bit of resources like this. Grab all of my leaves and flowers and just everything that I have in here. Bone meal. I'm just going to kind of decorate however I can. We can use some of this in it as well. Yeah, so we can... Oh, there's a pillager. Okay, well, let's kill these guys real fast. So we got the bottle. We can use that whenever we loot a trial chamber later on. But right now, let's go ahead and start doing the terraforming, I guess. So as you can see, the entire thing is done. The village, the decorations. There is still a lot of like empty space. So if you have any ideas, please let me know in the comments what I can fill this space with, because there's a lot of it. And now it's time to do the final step of this, which they should be right here. And that is to, of course, release the villagers. We got to let the guys out. Let me make a little staircase out of here. And now we can let all of these villagers out of here. Can't even move. These guys are gonna entity cram me. Yeah, look, they're all rushing to get out. We're just polluting one at a time. They're all gonna be fishermen because I put barrels in all of the shops. And there we go. So while these guys pile out, I'm just gonna do my outro. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'm so thankful for all of the support on the last episode. I think the video has almost 400 views, and we gained like 15 subscribers off of that video. And yes, we hit 50 subs, so that's awesome. And I'm so thankful for all of you guys who have subscribed, and hopefully more people subscribe off of this video. So if you are hearing this right now, please subscribe. So thank you all for watching, and peace out.